Hi students, welcome back to our class. Now let us study new chapter number 2, fractions. In 6th standard you have studied what is fraction, the addition, subtraction, properties of fractions already you have studied. Let us revise what you have studied in your 6th standard. What do you mean by a fraction? The definition of fraction is a number representing a part of a word. Fraction is a number representing a part of a word. For example, there is a cake. Suppose that there is a cake. We are going to cut this cake into 4 equal parts. There is a cake, a square shaped cake. We are going to cut this cake into 4 equal parts. There are two persons, A and B. There are two persons, A and B. We are cutting this cake into 4 equal parts and give 1 part to A and 3 part to B. We cut the cake and give 1 part to A and the rest of the part to B. So A got 1 piece and B got 3 pieces. So A got 1 piece. Totally 1, 2, 3, 4. We cut equally 4 pieces. So total number of pieces are 4. What about A got? A got only 1. So A got 1 piece out of 4. That we represent by 1 by 4. What about B? In this 4 pieces of cake, B got 1, 2, 3 pieces of cake. Isn't it? So B got 3 pieces out of 4 pieces. Totally 4 pieces. B got 3 pieces and A got 1 piece. So we represent this as 1 by 4 and this represent B, for getting B, we represent as 3 by 4. This is a fraction. So fraction is a number. So this is a number. Representing a part. Here 1 part. Here 3 parts. So representing a part of a whole. Whole means complete. So there are 4 equal pieces from this whole. Here whole is 4. From this 4 parts, A got 1 piece. That means 1 by 4. So fraction is a number representing a part out of a whole. So 1 by 4. Here we got 3 pieces. 3 is a part and 4 is whole. So 3 by 4. So fraction is a number that representing a part of a whole. Another thing we have studied in your previous class is different types of fractions. Okay. First one is proper fraction. What do you mean by proper fraction? I will write some examples and explain. Okay. 3 by 4 is an example of a proper fraction. 7 by 9 is also an example of a proper fraction. What do you mean by proper fraction? In a fraction, when we write, here is called numerator and here we write denominator. So numerator divided by denominator. This 7 is the numerator, 9 is the denominator. 1 is the numerator, 3 is the denominator. Isn't it? So 3 by 4, 3 is the numerator and 4 is the denominator. 7 is the numerator, 9 is the denominator, 1 is the numerator and 3 is the denominator. Look here. Here 3, here 4. Which is bigger? 4 is bigger. Which means numerator is less than the denominator. Denominator is the bigger number. Here 4 is big, 9 is big and 3 is big compared to the numerator. So here 4 is the bigger number. When numerator is less than the denominator. Numerator is less than the denominator. Then we call it as a proper fraction. Here 7 less than 9. 1 less than 3. 3 less than 4. When numerators are less than the denominators, we call it as proper fraction. Next one is improper fraction. Just opposite to proper fraction. Next one is improper fraction. What do you mean by improper fraction? When numerator bigger than the denominator, we call that it's a improper fraction. For example, 7 by 3. Here 7 is bigger than 3. 9 by 5. Here numerator is bigger than the denominator. Numerator is bigger one. 11 by 2, which is bigger. So in these cases, numerators are bigger than the denominators. We call these types of fractions are called improper fractions. These improper fractions we can change into mixed fractions. We have also studied mixed fraction. What do you mean by mixed fraction? Mixed fraction means 7 by 3. How can we divide 7 by 3? 7, 3. How many times? 2 times. 2 into 3, 6, remainder 1. So, 7 by 3 can be written as here 2, remainder 1 by 3. 7 by 3 can be written as 2, 1 by 3. 2 is the quotient, 1 is the remainder, 3 is the divisor. So, 7 by 3 is equal to 2, 1 by 3. This form of fraction is called as mixed fraction. And the one 9 by 5. How we write 9 by 5? 9 by 5 means 9, 5. How many times? 1 time. 1 into 5, 5, remainder 4. So, 9 by 5 can be written as quotient is 1, remainder 4 divided by divide 5. So, 1, 4 by 5. This form is called mixed fraction. 11 by 2. 11 by 2 means 11 by 2. 5 into 2, 10, remainder 1. So, 11 by 2 is equal to 5, remainder 1, divisor 2. So, 5, 1 by 2. So, improper fractions can be changed into mixed fraction. So, the mixed fraction means 2 is the whole and 1 by 3 is the part. So, we can write whole and part is called a mixed fraction. So, improper fractions can be written in mixed fraction form. Another types of fraction is like fractions. When we say two fractions are like fractions, I will show you by example. 3 by 5 and 2 by 5. 3 by 5 is a fraction, 2 by 5 is a fraction. Look at here. Here denominator is 5. Here denominator is 5. In both cases, denominators are same. Such fractions are called like fractions. Like fractions. Like fractions. 3 by 5, 2 by 5. Another example, 1 by 7, 2 by 7. Here denominator is 7, here also 7. So such fractions are called like fractions. When the denominators are different, we say that unlike fractions. When the denominators are different, we say that unlike fractions. For example, 3 by 5 and 2 by 7. Here 5, denominator is 5, here 7. So, when we discuss about these two fractions, we say that these two fractions are unlike fractions. 3 by 5 and 2 by 5 are called like fractions. So, we have studied what is fraction. Fraction means a part of a whole. Then studied proper fractions. When numerator is less than the denominator, we call proper fraction. When numerator is greater than denominator, we call improper fraction. We can write improper fraction in the form of mixed fraction. And we also studied like fractions and unlike fractions. If the denominators of two fractions are same, we say that like fractions. Otherwise, we say unlike fractions. Let us study equivalent fractions. How can we write equivalent fractions? I am going to write an example. Write 5 equivalent fractions of 3 by 5. We have a fraction 3 by 5. We have to write 5 equivalent fractions of 3 by 5. So 3 by 5, we have to write the equivalent of 3 by 5. For getting equivalent fractions, we can multiply. We multiply numerator and denominator by same number. Then we will get the equivalent fraction. Here 3 by 5. I am going to multiply numerator and denominator by 2. Numerator and denominator by 2. We have to multiply numerator and we have to also multiply with the denominator. So multiply with the 2 means 3 into 2, which is equal to 3 into 2, 6. 5 into 2, 10. So 6 by 10. So equivalent of 3 by 5 is equal to 6 by 10. Okay. So multiply numerator and denominator with the same number. Here 2, here also 2. Then we will get the equivalent fraction. So 3 by 5 means 3 into 2, 5 into 2. 3 into 2, 6. 5 into 2, 10. So 6 by 10 is an equivalent of 3 by 5. Another equivalent 3 by 5. I am going to multiply numerator and denominator by 3. 3. What about the answer? 3 into 3, 9. 5 into 3, 50. Isn't it? 3 into 3, 9. 5 into 3, 15. So, which is equal to 9 by 15, which is another equivalent. So, 9 by 15 is another equivalent of 3 by 5. We have to write 5 equivalents. Here, 1, 2. Another one, 3 by 5 into, I am going to multiply with 4. 3 into 4, 12. 5 into 4, 20. So, 12 by 20. Sorry, 12 by 20. Multiply with the 4. 3 into 4, 12. 5 into 4, 20. Now, I am going to multiply with the 10. Let us take the answer. We can use any number. Now, I am going to write 10. 3 into 10, 30. 5 into 10, 50. So, 30 by 50, another equivalent. Now I am going to write, multiply with the 8. 8 into 3, 24. 8 into 5, 40. 24 by 40. 24 by 40. So we can multiply with any number. Then we will get the equivalent fraction. The only condition is that you have to multiply with both numerator and also with the denominator. So the 5 equivalent fractions of 3 by 5 are 6 by 10, 9 by 50, 12 by 20, 30 by 50, 20 by 40, 24 by 40, etc. Another question. Write 3 equivalent fractions of 4 by 7. We have to write 3 equivalents of 4 by 7. How will you get 4 by 7? Multiply with the 2. What is the answer? 4 into 2, 8. 7 into 2, 40. So, 8 by 40. 8 by 14 is an equivalent of 4 by 7. Now, I am going to multiply with the 5. What will be the answer? 4 into 5, 20. 7 into 5, 35. So, which is equal to 20 by 35. Another equivalent of 4 by 7. Another equivalent of 4 by 7 is multiply with the 10. 4 into 10, which is equal to 40 by 7 into 10 by 70. So, we will get the equivalent of 4 by 7. So, multiply numerator and denominator with the same number, we will get the equivalent of fractions. So, we have studied what is fraction, different types of fractions, which means proper fraction, improper fraction, mixed fraction, like fraction, unlike fractions, and we have also studied how to write the equivalent fraction of a given fractions.